Hi, Tony Selzo here. Welcome to the line. I get to talk to some of the most innovative and different companies really coming down the pipe right here in Indiana. We have got what I've never seen before in the entire nation, talking about technology, doing almost 2,000 shows now. One of the things we found is 9-Star Connect. What has happened is we have two nonprofits, two membership organizations coming together that are providing both electrical and now connectivity to the homes. And they have merged to create this very unique organization. I've got Michael Burrow in, and he is the president and CEO. Michael, how did this all start? How did this come together?
It's interesting. It was really the vision, and I give both the credit to both the old power as well as the telecom board, because it was their vision. It was very much a board-driven, community-driven activity to bring these two organizations together, because singularly they were both good and valuable community assets, but together we've been able to do a lot of things that individually neither one of them could have done.
And really, with the mission of improving, the customers' lives that you were supporting, you thought it in their best interest to do that. And now you've used that to innovate and to continue to deliver really superior communication, both to the home and services to the home, compared to what they could buy normally in what would otherwise be a pretty rural offering, right? I mean, something that traditionally might not have this in some of the places that you're serving.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we have, and I use as an example, is what we call our Blue River Township in southeastern corner of Hancock County.
Right.
It was served by the electric co-op, but it was just outside the telecom co-op's service territory. Those people were very much underserved, didn't really have access to any broadband other than, say, satellite, which has lag issues, or some of them had some wireless cellular type of broadband. Mm-hmm. But what happened is that we were being approached on the telecom side prior to the merger, time and time again, trying to make a business case to justify a fiber build in that area, right. And it just never made financial sense. Mm-hmm. Following the merger, the electric cooperative, now our electric division, was really focused on doing smart grid applications. We decided that we were going to mash that together, use a fiber-based solution on smart grid, and by doing so, we were able to deploy fiber to over 1,000 homes and businesses in this township, and as a result, people now have access currently to up to 100 megs. Starting in January, they'll actually have access to a gigabit of Ethernet, because we built fiber to the home and fiber to the businesses.
And that is pretty significant, especially if you're in a major metro market where you're not getting anywhere close to that, right? I mean, this is a fairly competitive offering in a normal market, let alone in one that is only served by an organization like yours, right?
Right, but again, I think it's sometimes people go, how can you cost justify that? How can you afford that? And it really boils down to how the cooperative is formed. And the cooperative, as you indicated, is a nonprofit. Doesn't mean we don't like making money, but right. It's a nonprofit, and so we're owned by the customers we serve. Mm-hmm. And the customers are primarily concerned not necessarily with a dividend, to fund a retirement or a college education or whatever. They're really focused on what's the very best services you can bring. And so that's what our real focus is that we have a tendency to take those profits and reinvest them back into the community as much as we can in terms of higher and better services.
Well, and I think it's really a testimony to the mission of the organization that you are taking the net and margins that you make and investing in infrastructure to deliver that better infrastructure for the people you're serving. But you're also using that to fund some innovative ways to really improve the lives in very different ways. Talk to us about some of that.
Well, I guess a couple of different things is that, we're trying to move toward consolidated billing, for example, because what we're hearing from customers is they don't want to receive an electric bill and a telecom bill. So we're doing that. But we're also doing it so that on the electric side, again, utilizing this infrastructure, that not only can people log on to their account with the smart meters that are now at their homes, and they can see hourly the power they're consuming, but right. Because of that also we're we've rolled out just this last year a time of use billing. And what that means is that we can charge them substantially less for their power.
Based on the time they're using it, right?
Yeah, but about 20 hours out of the day, and there's a 4-hour window where power costs us from our supplier the most. And so if they can shift their power usage off those 4 hours, they can save a lot of money. We're hearing back from members that have signed up for this time of use that they're saving 20 and 25% on their power bill just by shifting as much of their power usage off this 4-hour window. So, none of that would have been available or possible without this fiber connectivity.
Right. So just to relate that, now just getting somebody to maybe wash their clothes at a different time of the day, or
absolutely, or run the dishwasher, or if they have a pool at their house, turn the pool pump off. And see, again, that's where part of this fiber connectivity is so important in terms of smart home applications, because what we're trying to do is now we're trying to get people to connect some of those higher power using appliances or devices with connectivity, so that they can either turn them down or turn them off completely, and they're utilizing that. They have switch controls and all that sort of stuff. They can program, do not let this appliance run during this 4-hour period. We don't need to wash dishes or what have you. And so they're what it's ultimately doing is it's putting more power in the hands of the consumer, right, if they choose to utilize it. And the ones that are doing it are really saving a lot of money, and the beauty of it is it doesn't impact our bottom line. It's not like our company is making less money.
Right.
That power costs us a lot more, right, and we actually lose money on the power that we sell during that 4-hour period. So it's beneficial to both the organization as well as the customer.
Yeah, you're creating that visibility for both players inside the network to customize the way they consume. You've got the ability, from a mobile environment for them to interact with that data so they can make quick decisions really fast. And and really what we're seeing here, and I think what I'm going to kind of sum up what I see you guys doing that's so far visionary compared to some of the other organizations like companies that are like your member organizations all over the United States, is you're actually converging that data in order to make better decisions for both the user and you, so you can partner with them truly. Is that fair?
Yeah, no, you've hit the nail right on the head, because again, our organization is such that we want to partner and work with the customer, and again provide those services that we can do. The more efficiently we run, the better it is for our customer in terms of lower prices for the services. But also, it's better for them as well, because then they actually reap the savings.
Yeah, so the power in sharing the data. Now, one of the things that you also talked about that I thought was really exciting is you've also made an investment in a server farm and allowing a solar farm.
Yeah,
not a server farm.
Yeah,
farm.
We have started investing. In fact, the board has approved it, and we're literally just breaking ground here this month on what we're calling a community solar farm. Again, utilizing the fiber connectivity. We're hearing from a lot of our members, they're interested in going green on some level. And so right now, if we did nothing, their only real option is to find a contractor, throw up a few solar panels on the roof of their house or out in their yard, whatever. We're wanting to provide at least an alternative that if they don't want that maintenance, maybe they view them solar panels as being ugly, whatever. We've actually set aside a couple of acres that the company owns near one of our near one of our central offices to put in solar panels. And what we're going to give our members the ability to do, our customers in 2015, is if they want to buy the output from those solar panels over the next 20 years, what they're going to be able to do is they're going to be able to enjoy the benefit of having solar power, but it doesn't have to physically be located at their house. They'll get a direct kilowatt for kilowatt credit on their bill. Wow. Because we're just putting the power that the community solar farm is generating back on our distribution system anyway. So it'll be a direct kilowatt for kilowatt credit on their bill, again, because of the convergence.
I just want to remind our viewers, this is not Silicon Valley, California. This is Hancock County, Indiana, right? I mean, this is a rural community, and this is why it's so exceptional, not only from a location standpoint, but not only being a nonprofit, but this is a pretty visionary way to view the delivery of utilities to your members and to seek as a way to improve their lives by partnering, sharing the data, and helping them really understand how to consume more effectively, and then being willing to invest in a future for them. I think that's really what makes you different. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, again, you've hit the nail right on the head. We hear repeatedly from our board of directors, and keep in mind our board of directors are member customers of the organization, and the member customers are electing them. They stand for election every 3 years, but we hear repeatedly from our board of directors one single thought, and that is keep the company, keep the cooperative relevant to the members, keep them relevant to the customers. And so that forces us to be constantly thinking ahead. What will our customers need or want 3 years, 5 years into the future? And that's kind of our singular focus.
Right here in Hancock, Indiana. I appreciate you being on the show, man.
Thank you very much.